Our series, Show and Tell, will take you inside some of the great libraries, both public and private, to explore books and treasures from Jewish history.
So part of the significance of Maimonides' reception in the modern period is that there's now a reception of the image, the physical image, a depiction of Maimonides as a person that we can look at. We have 3 examples here. We have other examples against this wall, which become more and more interesting over time.
More like pop culture almost.
Exactly.
Like he's entered into the zeitgeist of pop culture and all the ways that we, I don't want to use the word appropriate in a negative sense, but the way that we take his image and his aphorisms and ideas and almost enters pop culture and almost like it can almost like memify Maimonides, so to speak.
Yes,
and we're seeing that happen.
Yes. So the portraits that we have on the wall here are all from mid-20th century artists. We have Arthur Schick, this is Ben Shahn in the middle, and then Jack Levine. Each, if you really were to study it, think in terms of representing one particular aspect, or you can get a feeling of who Maimonides was, at least to the artist. It all goes back to the earliest physical representation that we have, somebody depicting Maimonides, and that's from this book printed in Venice in 1744.
And this is the first kind of depiction, picture that we have.
Certainly in print.
In print.
And it's the first that we know of. And there are also manuscript depictions, but this one where Maimonides is in a robe and he's got a beard and the
gold
turban,
medal.
Looks regal, this is the first. And then
Does he say what he based this image on?
He based it on some medallion that he supposedly had that was ancient, which presumably meant that it was supposed to be what he really looked like. But of course that's...
You sound a little skeptical.
Well, what can you do with something like that?
But it's so beautiful that you have the image over here and then you constructed the way that image has, evolved and been appropriated in different ways over time.
Until today. So we have, for instance, a mug that actually has the very same image produced on here. We have the iPhone case. We have a mug that...
With sunglasses,
yes,
might I add.
Maimonides with philosophers, including Machiavelli and Francis Bacon and Judith Butler.
Tell me about this tank top over here. What's happening
this
here?
Tank top includes a page of an illuminated manuscript that we have in one of the other rooms. This is a manuscript that was produced in Lisbon in 1470 and 1471. There are 2 volumes. And when you look at the original here at the exhibition, the manuscript is from the British Library, it's astonishingly beautiful. Somebody found it so beautiful that they reproduced it on a tank top, although it's not in color, so you can't quite see it. But if you come to the exhibition, you'll see how fantastic it is. We have stamps, medals, currency, a mortar and pestle.
I need to call out over there just because I grew up, my father is a hematologist oncologist. He's retired now, but he practiced in Maimonides. I think he literally had, I remember seeing that.
In Maimonides Medical Center in Brooklyn. So, which is why it's important to look at this one here. This is a t-shirt of Maimonides Park where the Brooklyn Cyclones play in Coney Island. And of course it's not named after our Moses Maimonides, but it's sponsored by the Maimonides Medical Center. But anybody who's ever heard of Maimonides Medical Center without knowing the person now understands exactly where we're coming from. There are also graphic novels. And
the classic Machberes. That's a classic.
Here. A onesie and a What Would Maimonides Do sticker and the magnet. And this is also something that's quite interesting where this was an amulet produced in Jerusalem around 1960. This gets to the issue of who is Maimonides, and today we can just read Maimonides into anything. Maimonides is the classic philosopher.
He did not like amulets.
There is no such thing as it's a worthless material that in fact is going to, it won't accomplish anything. And here you have him situated juxtaposed with the in this Kabbalistic setting.
So he can be appropriated, that's the prism of the Rambam, that you can see refracts in so many different directions, some of which are quite far from the original person, the room that we began in, even maybe farther than that, early modern period. But when you get over many, many centuries, have one person to have influenced Jewish thought, philosophy, legal thought, medicine, and you come all the way down and you still see his image on cell phone cases, on comic books, and even on things that Maimonides himself clearly wrote in his own pen, please don't associate me with this.
Right.
It shows you the transcendence of this personality.
And as Gabe Goldstein, who's the director of the YU Museum, likes to say, it is my Maimonides. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much to Dr. David Sclar for giving so much of his incredible time. Thank you so much to the Yeshiva University Museum for housing and really just bringing this incredible collection together, and for all the people who made this happen. Our incredible videographer, Uri Westrich, you're holding and you're not on, but we know you and we love you. And thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey through Jewish history. The golden
path,
Maimonides
Across 8 Centuries.
Maimonides Across 8 Centuries.